What is up, everybody? It is Friday, November 27th. This is the Casual Wrestling Community Podcast, the weekly pro wrestling show where we discuss everything that is going on in the world of WWE and AEW. I am the notorious Nerdy D, and I am joined today by my beautiful wife, Level Up Lauren.
What's up, y'all?
Whether you are listening on podcast networks or watching on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. If you were an audio listener, please jump over to the YouTube at some point today and just hit the subscribe button. We're pushing forward, trying to build up the presence on YouTube, so every follow and every comment matters as we try to build the channel and grow it that way. Mm-hmm. Plus, if you enjoy the content and you are feeling a little bit oozy, you are welcome to go ahead and click the link in the description of this video or head over to patreon.com/The Casual Wrestling Show to donate a couple of dollars. If not, that's okay. Just sit back and enjoy the next hour of pro wrestling fun. I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving if you celebrate it. If not, I hope you just had a hell of a Thursday. Mm-hmm. I ate well, but didn't overindulge.
Yeah.
We had a good time. We went 3 different places, 3 different families to see.
Yep.
Good day. Let's talk about, our Patreon producers of the week. So let's talk to and say what's up to our Patreon producers of the week. It's Zinni, LGRSM, Reedus JC, and Ian Newberry. Thank you guys for the continued support of the show. Mm-hmm. Lauren, yes, I want to lead off with a topic here, something that happened last week that you're aware of, but I think it's worth talking about it. So pre-Full Gear, and let me make sure that this is all set up here. Pre-Full Gear, I dropped a video, and anybody who listens to this show is probably familiar with the video, and it was a video where I was critical of what was going on with Saraya / Paige. Well, let me just play the audio. Let's see if this works. I'm going to try and play this audio.
Okay.
And we'll see if
it's nice always to have a little refresher to remember, because I don't always remember like word from word what you said.
Okay, so I think you might have to let it play. Came out on Dynamite last week and announced you waved the paper in our face. What? You posted it on Twitter. You told us you were 100% clear to wrestle. I'm not sure. I know what 100% means. I'm not sure Saraya knows what 100% means. What was that? Just 100% physically clear to wrestle? Doesn't even sound like you're there yet. Because what it sounds like by no means to me is, are you 100% mentally prepared to get inside that ring? You're telling me, let me get this straight, Saraya. You're telling me that everyone in AEW can only attack from one angle. They are not allowed to get behind you because you're going to freak. All right, so that's the gist of what I said right there. Now, I've suspected for a long time, Lauren, I've talked to you about this, that things that I say are getting back to certain people. Yeah. That people are listening. And I'm not naive. I'm aware that what I say really has no real impact on anything that goes on in the wrestling business. But it's fun. It's fun to believe that like I'm impacting, at least just like they know what my feelings and my thoughts are. Yeah. You know, we flood TikTok and YouTube with content. It's one of our content strategies is to go, well, I'm going to put myself in your face. It's the Andrew Tate strategy of social media, right? Uh-huh. I flood TikTok with videos. I get people all the time to go, how do I get you off of my feed? So you can't. I'm everywhere. I'm going to be in your face all the time. And like nobody's working harder at this shit than me. I'm working now like job. 12 or 14 hours a day at cutting content, getting it prepared for the next show as we do a daily show and all that stuff. So, like, I get it. I'm in the faces. So, there's almost zero chance that I'm not coming across in front of some of these wrestlers who have social media. Like, we can talk about that, right? Like, that's what it is. This channel has 100% organic growth. It's all been done. I don't have any affiliation with any wrestling company. I've never wrestled. I'm an ex-college basketball player turned entrepreneur turned somebody who likes to talk into a microphone, and wrestling is something I enjoy talking about. And that's it. That's it. And up until this point, Lauren, I've had a couple interactions with wrestlers at this point. A couple C-list wrestlers, a couple I've told you about, a couple you know about. There's been a couple of messages I've got from people who are like, bro, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And I'm just like, then don't listen.
Yeah.
Like it's that simple. If the content's not for you, don't listen. I don't know why you feel the need to gatekeep me and try and get me out of the business. One of them, I don't want to say the name, but it's a half-ass credible wrestler. That's a hint who came after me, wrote me some messages. It was just like, all right, man, shut the fuck up. Like, I'm not here to make friends. And I think that's what bothers a lot of them in the first place is that I'm not like, oh my God, they said something, they're talking bad about me. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm going to say what I say, and I'm going to be honest, and that's what happens. And up until now, I think our biggest interaction was BFAB.
Yeah.
When we made some jokes, and they were all in fun.
Yes.
All of this shit is in fun.
She laughed about it.
And she laughed, and she interacted. We questioned. We had no clue if she was 18 years old or 35. And she laughed, and it was funny. And
I still don't know how old she is, but
exactly, she never clarified. But like that's what's gonna happen. But oh boy, man, Wednesday. It was late Wednesday afternoon. We got a little bit of a shock. I think we were playing Call of Duty.
Yes, we were.
So we were playing Call of Duty, and I got like just a string of alerts on my phone. Mm-hmm. I was like, what the fuck is that? And they're TikTok comments, and I get TikTok comments all the time. So it's not anything new. But when I looked, it was blue check mark.
Ooh.
Which is different. Ooh. I don't get blue check marks aren't talking to me. I'm not the blue check mark guy.
Yeah.
I'm the casual. I'm the fucking the casual wrestling guy. I talk to the casual wrestling fans. Boom. But there it is. WWE page here. And at first I told you, I said, oh, what the fuck? This is some kind of spoof account that is talking to me. But it wasn't. Upon further review, I immediately screenshotted, sent it to you. I said, check this out. Tell me if I'm correct. I don't want to talk about this if it's some bullshit account.
Yeah.
I immediately screenshot it, send it to Andrew, who is someone I've met through this podcast who's become a friend. Uh-huh. And I said, hey, man, I need my two trusted people here on this. Am I fucking crazy? Or is this page responding to what I said?
Yeah.
So you guys kind of investigated it for me. I investigated it. And it kind of like, from the best that I can see, this is a verified account that looks like it's posting page material.
Yeah.
And so if it's not Paige, it's somebody doing a damn good job of being Paige, but it looks like it's the real deal. So Paige is listening to what I say. That's what I take away, right? Saraya is listening to what I say. She at least is hearing my content. Yeah. Now, like, truth is, Lauren, and anybody who listens to the show, y'all know the stuff that gets posted to TikTok, it's the provocative stuff.
Yeah.
It's not 100% like, it's not a screenshot into the podcast. We have to take the most provocative, kind of critical things I say. We post them up. So anybody knows who's learned of us through TikTok, I'm the negative guy on TikTok. That's what they all label me, right?
Yeah.
All you do, you hate wrestling. All you do is talk shit. Obviously not true. I love pro wrestling. I'm a huge fan. But just through extensive search, we've realized that like positive commentary,
they don't like it.
Nobody fucking, I can post all of these like love letters to wrestlers and nobody's listening. So I'm not posting the content where I'm overly big on Bianca Belair, overly up on Britt Baker. The stuff that goes to TikTok because it's got to drive traffic back to the channel is the stuff that is provocative. I don't think I say mean things. I think I speak truthfully for the most part. But like, so Saraya, she responds. And let me tell y'all what she responded, okay? So first she starts with, because like, it was like, it was a string of messages. It wasn't just one. It was like whatever I said really got kind of under the skin and it pushed for. So she starts with, yikes, this didn't age well. First off, Lauren, I fucking hate that, okay?
Yeah.
I hate that because there's this idea that I talk onto this microphone 6 or 7 hours a week. Mm-hmm. And I have to fill it with wrestling content. And I say a lot of things and they're cut and taken out of context. So like, unless you're full-time listening to the content, the yikes, this didn't age well. You don't know, like you don't know what the context of that video was. And I get she's just commenting on a piece, but like, I hate when people start with this didn't age well because I still 100% stand behind what I said when you put it in context. Mm-hmm. So it goes, yikes, this didn't age well. Anyways, I was 100% cleared. I can take as many bumps as I want. I can have as many matches as I want. Cool. Yeah. I mean, that's fair. Now, I don't know if is that breaking news?
No.
No, I'm serious. Like, has she said anywhere else That she can have as many matches as she wants?
I didn't think about it that way. That's true.
She hasn't. I haven't seen her come out and say that like I'm cleared 100% and I can have as many matches as I want. So hey man, maybe I'm out here breaking news. Yeah, maybe that's what I'm doing. But then she continues with, I chose to take it slow since I rushed back last time. I don't know what that's in reference to.
When was the last time?
I don't know what the last comeback or maybe it's when she came back with the Riot Squad and some of that stuff. Maybe that's what I wasn't really heavy into wrestling then, so I don't know. Once again, you guys, Saraya, read casual wrestling fan. It says it right there in the middle of the screen. Casual wrestling fan. I'm not in tune with everything. I make assumptions as a fan, a casual fan, and as an ex-athlete. That's where my knowledge comes from. So. She wrote, I chose to take it slow since I rushed back last time. Also, hell of a couple curb stomps, too. I choose what I want. No, I don't want kicks I'm not ready for. It's called being smart. LMAO. Laughing my ass off. What are you laughing at? I don't know. I don't know what was funny about what I said because I still, once again, kind of stand behind what I say. Now, this is cool to me because that's a tame reaction. I didn't get the JD from New York reaction where Jade Cargill told him that he lived in his mom's basement. Like this is a cool interaction with a wrestler. Like obviously she gets to disagree and I respect that 100%. Now what I said can be taken out of context because it's a clip of a full hour-long podcast, but whatever. I have that expectation. When I clip these clips I'm trying to get a reaction from fans. Just so happened I got a reaction from a wrestler.
Which is really cool.
Now, if she did any kind of investigation, she would know that after the fact, I was extremely complimentary of that match. Yeah. I said that for someone coming back from what she came from, it was great. I kind of ate my words. I think I may have even said, which I don't say often, I was wrong. So like, if you did any kind of research to find out who I am, you'd understand that I self-police myself. If I think I'm wrong, you don't have to say this didn't age well. I will 100%, when I talk as much as I do, I'll come back and say I was wrong. That's not a problem for me. Now, let's be truthful. Let's be realistic here, guys. I still wouldn't say, based on that response she just gave me, that's not 100%. Yeah. She doubled down and you just spoke to me and you said, I'm not 100. We can't play around with percentages here. You just can't do it. 100% mentally and physically cleared and prepared to wrestle in the ring. Look, I've played sports. It's okay to go out on the court at 90%, 80%, 70%. You just have to be honest with yourself and the people around you. You can't say 100%. If you're a football player and you're protecting your ribs because you have a rib injury, you're not 100%. Your teammates have to know that if you get into a situation, you're probably going to protect yourself and you're not giving 100%. Nothing wrong with that, but saying 100% is weird. And you can't follow going, I'm 100%, I have no reservations, and then go, I'm being smart. No, if you're being smart, that means that there's a little bit of a doubt. Yeah, there's some doubt. Whether let's say it's 2%, then you're 98% mentally ready to wrestle. And maybe that's enough. Maybe that's the number you deem enough to do it, but you're not 100%. And I'm playing semantics, but that's what I do. I'm a big numbers guy. I don't like people who speak in like hyperbole and like, it was just this good game and things like, I'm 100%. You're not. Even 1% of fear is not 100% mentally ready. Yeah. And I get it. I admire. I understand she was excited about coming back. This is her career. This is a big deal. But you got to understand, people like me are going to say things. And when taken out of context or in context, you have to understand that this didn't age well. It aged perfectly fine because I still stand 100% behind what I say. I'm the guy who reads between the lines. I've been an athlete. I've spoke that language. I've taken public speaking classes. Okay, so I know what you're supposed to say. And I know when, the people who do interviews, it's why I don't like interviews, right? Because you learn in public speaking classes that when you interview people, there's two forms, right? There's a very respectful way and then there's the gotcha journalism. And so you have to be prepared to kind of you can't say certain things because they're going to get clipped. They're going to get taken out of context. And when you say I'm 100%, be prepared to have that challenged. So I know the game, but end of the day, this is a cool thing. Saraya is someone that like our daughters look up to. Like they think she's awesome. I go back and tell them, holy shit, Saraya fucking attack like that attacked me. That's fucking, I can't say that. That's so stupid to say.
To what we told him.
She came back and she defended herself. Cool, man. That's awesome. I'm stoked about this shit. Well, number one, I think it immediately gives credibility to this show, right?
Yeah.
Something that I've taken pride in. Now, all right, we're getting to the ears of the people who actually need to pay attention. And I've kind of known that like when I started this content, I'm never going to be the guy. I'm not going to be the guy the wrestlers want to be friends with. I know this, right? Because I'm going to fucking say things that they don't want to hear all the time. My goal has always been to make friends in the wrestling fandom world. And I've done that. That's been a real fun part of making this podcast is that I don't want to be friends with the wrestlers. Number one, I don't think you can be objective.
True.
Because I think like first reaction is to come back and like apologize, almost apologize to like, I'm so sorry that I said something that might hurt your feelings, but I'm not. I said what I think. And who the fuck am I? I'm a casual wrestling fan, but it's what I believe. It you know, but like, especially I know, and I'm speaking like bigger than I am, but I believe that you have to believe you can be something. And I believe I can carve out a niche in the wrestling world as an outsider, because you get like these Eric Bischoffs, Jim Cornettes, all these people who come from the business and they try to talk. I hear their podcast sometimes, like clips from it where they're like, I'm just a casual wrestling guy. It's like, no, you're not, fucker. You've worked in the business. You've been a part of the business. You know the ins and outs. I'm the casual guy, right? I am a basketball player. I am a father. I am a businessman. Those are the things I've done. And my whole life, I've dabbled in enjoying wrestling purely from a spectator's point of view. Never had a dream of being a wrestler. Just always thought it was a fucking just amazingly fun thing to watch. So yeah, I get to go tell everybody like Saraya fucking talked about me in a video. And then what we can do is from now on, every time I make a video like this, just, I won't do it, but like everybody who listens, just tag her so we can don't do that.
You're going to do it.
All right, Lauren, let's talk about, we got a couple of news stories to talk about this for Friday here. So an article came out with Kenny Omega where he came out and talked about the All Out Media Scrum and basically said that it's time for fans to let it go, that it's not really going anywhere. A lot of stuff happened that we'll never know. And he basically did the mature thing and was like, let's put this to bed. Then proceeded to go on Dynamite this week and completely just fucking mock CM Punk and go after him and do a bunch of fucking childish shit. Now, the immediate response from the IWC was, this is a work. CM Punk's coming back. They're setting up Kenny Omega, CM Punk. I don't think that's what's happening. I think what we have here is Kenny Omega is just an annoying little bitch. That's what he is. He's a fucking annoying little bitch ass kid. And the Elite are fucking annoying, and they have a platform to speak, and they have a platform to be little brats every week. And so they're coming out and they're poking fun at the guy who has nowhere to talk, right?
Yeah.
I mean, CM Punk's doing a little bit of commentary for like MMA, but he can't go on there and just cut straight up promos. And these guys are coming out week in, week out, making fucking jokes, doing CM Punk's moves, making his fucking gestures. And I just like, it's at this point,
you told me even their entrance song was kind of a dig. I was like, oh, I like this song. And
they did it one time.
Do you not get it?
It was only for Full Gear. They've gone back to their original song now, but it was just a shot, right? And they're yelling in the crowd. And what it is they got gassed up at Full Gear because the crowd fucked CM Punk. But then they went to Chicago and the crowd turned and they knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
And I get I understand a little bit of this is that the Young Bucks and the Elite, they understand that they're going to use this to their advantage to market themselves. But I got to tell them, this is why your fan base isn't growing. This is 100%. This is Tony Khan. This is AEW. This is the Young Bucks. This is Kenny Omega. This is them doubling down and going, we're IWC for life. That's it. That's all they want. They want this one fan base that's going to praise them, that's going to tell them how much they love them. You're not getting more fans this way.
True.
This mean girl mentality, because that's what it is, right? They have a platform to continue speaking. CM Punk doesn't have this platform to go out week in and week out and make these jokes and defend himself. And so, look, you want to talk about who is the fucking problem. It's obvious who the problem is. They can't let it go. This bothers them at their core. It bothers them that some people still side with CM Punk. And the farther this thing goes on, the more I'm one of those people where I go, oh, I've been in this situation before.
Yeah.
CM Punk is a little bit of a grump. I tend to be a little bit of a grump sometimes.
No.
No, I do. I get it. But it's always that fucking annoying kid like Kenny Omega that causes the reaction.
Yeah.
And then once it's over and you go, oh, I'm a 37-year-old man. I'm not going to continue to do this. Then they continue to go out and poke fun at the situation and make jokes about it. It's just, it's fucking child. Like the Elite and Kenny Omega. This is the fucking thing about AEW. I want to buy back in. And then I see this shit and I go, yeah, it's not for me.
So there's still VPs and stuff like that, right?
I believe so. I believe there's still executive vice presidents.
Yeah, that's real fucking weird to me.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Also in the news, I called this. I said it last week. Thunder Rosa relinquishes AEW Women's Championship. Jamie Hayter named champion on Dynamite. I believe Thunder Rosa is done. Some people saying she just relinquished the title.
You told me that
I think she's done. I called it last week. I said, get ready for this max exodus of AEW wrestlers that nobody's really talking about, but Miro's going to be gone. Andrade's going to be gone. Thunder Rosa, and I don't know all the casualties, but I think there's some contracts coming up. There's a lot of people who aren't happy. There's a lot of people who aren't happy that the Elite showed back up. Mm-hmm. And this is what happens, right? While I get it. You put the Elite on TV. You need them to build your product around, but you piss off supporting cast members. You can't, this idea that every wrestler can be happy, it's not possible. Certain wrestlers are going to get pissed off. And Tony Khan, he hoarded all of the action figures. And now he doesn't know what to do. And some of them that he used, like Miro. Miro is the fucking prime example. He hasn't been on TV in forever. What are you doing? Yeah. And he's a marketable commodity, and you're just not going to use him. Doesn't make any sense. Last little bit of news here is that there was an article that Brock Lesnar has refused to work with Kevin Owens. The article didn't get real specific into what the reason is. I believe the hard reaction to this is to go, oh my God, Brock Lesnar doesn't like Kevin Owens. I don't think that's what this is. I think this is more of Brock Lesnar's pretty choosy about who he thinks he can have a good match with.
Yeah.
And I don't know that him and Kevin Owens' styles will match up. Kevin Owens is first off, a big guy who moves around extremely fast, kind of like Brock. I think Brock wants to be that spectacle. He doesn't want to compete for that spotlight. I think Kevin Owens is also a guy who goes out in kind of an Eminem rap fashion. I think Kevin Owens always wants to come out and be the main guy. And well, I don't think he's difficult to work with or anything. I just think that Brock isn't in the business of competing to steal the show. Brock is the show when he comes out. So I think it's more, when I read this article, I took the vibe away that it's more like Kevin Owens and Brock Lesnar aren't a good match in the ring.
Okay.
And that Brock knows that, and Brock, with his limited amount of appearances, doesn't want to get involved in that.
Or waste it on something that could be the best. I get that.
He sees more opportunity with other guys.
Okay. Interesting.
All right, so that's the news for today. Oh, I want to talk to you about something.
Okay.
Watching Dynamite this week and watching Full Gear, and we've talked, this isn't new news, but it kind of racked my brains. Okay. There's kind of a question I asked myself. The last 2 weeks in WWE, Monday Night Raw crowds have been absolutely fucking silent. Mm-hmm. Almost like they don't know what's going on. And I blame Triple H a lot for this, and I still think a lot of it is Triple H's fault. I don't think he's booking towards the casual crowd anymore. I think he's booking towards the IWC. And the problem is the IWC is spending all their fucking money on AEW tickets.
Yeah.
They'll get on the internet and they'll scream about it, but they won't. They're not showing up at WWE shows. And I can talk shit about the IWC all day. That's easy to do. They're pretentious. They're annoying. All they fucking want to talk about is AEW and gatekeep AEW. But the truth is, when they go to a wrestling show, they blow the lid off. They're loud. They scream. Mm-hmm. They're boisterous. They get behind.
They're into everything, no matter what.
Yeah, sometimes too much.
Yeah.
But it's hard for me. I'm trying to put my finger on what exactly differentiates IWC and casual fans as a crowd because they are so different, right? But I've kind of like, there's a multitude of factors I play with in my mind when I talk about this. Like, number one, is it the size of the arena that matters? The smaller buildings lead to a more intimate crowd, right?
Okay.
Is it the intelligence of the crowd? Are the IWC just smarter wrestling fans, which I do believe they are, which then inherently leads to, if you know more, you're more likely invested into what you're watching, which means you get a visceral reaction. That's a possibility, right? Is it just that the IWC appreciate this high spot style of wrestling? Right? Like it's the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, everything's jumping off the ropes, kicking someone in the head. Doesn't have to make sense. It's just like, I cringe in WWE when it happens.
Yes.
When there's these big elaborate setups and 4 guys wait on the guy to jump off the ropes and they catch him, and we're supposed to be excited, but it's like, why are they all waiting there for him?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Is it that the IWC has like a high appreciation for that? Or is it just that most people who go to AEW events look like they just got out of the fucking basement and they're excited to go get some fucking popcorn and a beer?
Yeah.
And just be around other real people. Is that like, I don't know. So I'm setting you up here for your question here. So we've been to both WWE and AEW events at this point. We've been both in San Antonio. So we have a pretty good sample to pull from, right? The Freeman Coliseum and the AT&T Center are 2 arenas that we have in San Antonio that sit side by side, literally side by side. One of them looks like a fucking spaceship and one of them is a small rodeo building. AEW uses Freeman Coliseum, which seats about 6,500. Okay? WWE uses the AT&T Center, whereas the San Antonio Spurs play, and for wrestling, it's usually 12,000.
Yeah.
It's almost double in size. You've been to both of these. Do you think the size of the arena is part of the effect of what we're getting when we watch this wrestling?
I don't think that size matters, only because we've actually been to a WWE live event in the same venue that AEW was held in, and the reaction was not even the same. So number one, I don't think size matters at all.
I'll go with that. But now to me, that's not a fair sample size once again, because that's a live event. It's not a television event.
Okay, but still, when I go to WWE at the AT&T Center or the Freeman Coliseum AEW, it's 2 different feelings. The last time that we went, there was complete silence. And I think it was Carmella and Becky Lynch was sitting on the sidelines and Carmella was fighting. I don't remember who, but they were completely silent until they were saying like Becky. Yeah,
I get it. And so I guess that's...
But no, I don't think that size matters at all.
That's interesting. Because I do think that the intimate... I see where I disagree with you is I don't...
Well, no, because somebody could be in a smaller venue and still choose not to cheer. They could choose not to yell. They could choose not to be engaged. So it doesn't have to do with how big or small the venue is.
So let me explain where my mentality differs on that. When you have 6,000 seats... you would assume that the 6,000 hardest core fans are going to try to buy those seats. When you do 12,000, you're going to get a lot of people, like you said, who don't care.
Yeah.
That's where I differentiate, right? It's not in that, 6,000 people who don't care could definitely buy seats and show up. But I don't think that's when you have a limited number of seats, right? Because you always have the initial purchase, which is your hardcore fans, the people who are waiting online. Ticketmaster goes live, boom, 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 they buy it. Especially in San Antonio, AEW, like I looked at the one for December 21st, it's almost sold out.
Oh, wow.
So this is a different city than like some places where AEW is struggling to sell tickets. So there's a hardcore fan base that grabbed those tickets. When you talk 12,000, you're talking about now you have to double that. And you do get a lot of, I think WWE has a lot of kids, which I don't think they're not always going to react unless it's, like you said, John Cena.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns. They watch wrestling for those big specific people. So I agree and disagree, but I think size is very important to an arena. And I think WWE sometimes size. Look at what they tried this last year by doing like 4 or 5 arena shows or stadium shows in a row, and just some of those events, the reaction is delayed. I know when you go to like, think about this though. Think of it this way: when you go to a comedy show at the AT&T at a big arena, it definitely doesn't feel as exciting because like the laugh is almost late. The reactions are late. And then when you go to you go to wrestling, go to a comedy thing at the comedy club, the local one, it feels more intimate. You laugh harder.
I could see that.
Look at like RCW, which is the local here. Those wrestlers aren't as big, but the reaction they get inside of a small ballroom does feel loud and exciting because 70 people sound really loud inside of a small ballroom, whereas inside of an NBA arena, it's hard to get that loud of a pop. And that's just San Antonio. But there's also a part of me that thinks that like AEW uses a little bit of sneaky booking.
Okay.
When they pick their shows and their locations, they're pretty tactical about where they book specific wrestlers. If you think about
100%.
You're thinking about and you're remembering San Antonio AEW, but you're also forgetting that Thunder Rosa won the women's title that night.
That's true. And it was like erupted. It was like
in a predominantly Hispanic driven city.
And I think she fought here, right? In RCW.
Oh, I think she's from the area.
Yeah.
So like I think that one thing Tony Khan, this isn't a negative, I think this is a smart thing. One thing Tony Khan is good about is like looking at the map ahead and going, if we're going to be in San Antonio, that's the day that we switch that title over to Thunder Rosa and we will get the reaction we want. So I think there's a little bit of sneaky booking because if you look AEW on a map, they don't have widespread booking. They're in Chicago at least once a month because that's Wrestling Town, USA, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty, they have a pretty basic Midwest East Coast schedule that they're running the major cities that they know they're going to get reactions in. And I think it's a simple-minded, safe process. I don't like one thing it's not going to do is breed a ton of expansion. And I do know that when they go to some of these other places, they're struggling to sell tickets. I looked at their Q4 numbers.
Yeah.
Like there's venues they're selling 15 to 2,000 tickets total.
1,500. Oh wow.
1,500.
That's crazy.
To 2,000 tickets. So I also get that like
why go there if you're not gonna
and then there's the whole thing that like, you know, it's real easy on TV to just move everybody to one side of the camera and you don't know what the rest of the arena looks like. It looks like AEW is crazy and sold out, but maybe there's 4,000 just rabid fans there. Because your hardcore fans are always going to show up.
Yeah.
We've been to shows in Austin, and those are way louder than San Antonio.
Yeah, you know what? You could be right because the last time we went to Austin, I was like, man,
it's not even the same experience.
So much different than being in San Antonio. I like it here so much better.
I've been to Dallas. Dallas is a loud wrestling city. I've been to New York, Miami, Atlanta, New Orleans. So those are hit and miss. New Orleans was actually like voted one of the worst wrestling cities I saw.
Really? Well, I mean, I've only been to New Orleans for wrestling during WrestleMania, so I don't think that really counts.
It's always going to be big. But I wanted to take a second here. I did some research and Bleacher Report had a list of the top 10 wrestling cities as voted on by fans. And I believe this was a WWE centric article. But do you want to take a crack at trying to guess? So see if you can get any of these.
Am
top
I going to
10.
get from like a list, or you just want me to randomly pick?
So I have a list. I don't think these were in any specific order. I think these were just the top 10. And one of these that's on this list, I've actually been to. I've been to a few of these, but it's close to us, and it was interesting because when I went, it was the opinion I left with, but I didn't think that it was like a known opinion.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. So go ahead. There's 10 names here. I'll give you a few shots at this.
El Paso.
No.
Okay. Why? That's what he said. You didn't think so.
Yeah.
All right. New York.
Yeah, New York's on there.
Chicago.
Chicago's on there.
Miami.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you know,
Dallas.
No, it's not Dallas. There's a Texas city, but it's not Dallas.
Houston.
Nope.
I said Laredo, right?
No, you didn't say Laredo.
Laredo.
It's not Laredo.
I don't fucking know which one's
Corpus.
Oh, wow.
And I've been to a Corpus Christi show, and it was fucking crazy. But here we go. It's a product of, this is where I played basketball, was in Corpus in college. It's a small arena.
True.
It's not, it's built, it's a very nice, and it's built like a big arena, but it seats, I don't remember the exact number, but it's not a big.
All right, Los Angeles.
Yep.
Okay, so I got, what was it, 4?
I think you've gotten 4. I mean, from outside of Corpus,
Minnesota.
No, it's going to be your big cities. It's Philadelphia.
Okay, I wouldn't know.
Atlanta, Charlotte.
I would have guessed that.
Green Bay, Wisconsin, which I don't think there's a lot else to do.
I wouldn't have thought that one either. But
well,
okay.
The Packers fans are just kind of
fanatics.
I like it, right? And then you got Pittsburgh. which is a place that's kind of like a blue collar people like wrestling. I get it.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's pretty cool.
I don't know how accurate that list is.
Corpus is interesting though.
Very interesting, which makes me go.
Because like I said every other city but Corpus. I thought maybe like El Paso or Laredo, only because I figured that's somewhere you wouldn't normally go.
But Corpus is one I've been to.
Yeah.
And it's loud, and I just thought it was an anomaly. I thought like, oh, just was a good show or something, but no, it's voted one of the top.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Let's talk about what you missed this week, Lauren.
Okay.
So this week on the Casual Wrestling Daily Show, I've talked about a couple of different things. One thing I talked about was SmackDown we are really close to SmackDown here. We're about 3 hours away.
Yeah.
Rumor is Becky Lynch is coming back tonight. What do you think?
I have no idea. I hope so.
I do too.
Because I miss her and I really like her. So.
And I think she could save that match. I think that I'm still of the belief that that match is a clusterfuck. I don't like it. And it's going to be good because of the talent that's in the match. Like you have Alexa Bliss, you have Asuka, you have Damage Control Bayley, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, Mia Yim. You have a bunch of talent. It's just like there's no cohesive storyline going through that thing that makes any fucking sense to me.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to come together. And so it's like, just throw more talent at it then. Mm-hmm. Just throw Becky Lynch in there. I still like the idea that someone suggested to me of Alexa Bliss, something happened to her tonight, and then we get another new talent in that match and just a lot of excitement and stuff. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on.
I honestly have no idea because I have no idea what's going on kind of now. So either way, I'll be excited. So yeah, me too. We'll see.
The AEW Fight Forever game, they showed another clip at Full Gear. Okay. I talked about that a little bit this week, that it was, I said delayed. I called it delayed because they kind of promised that we were going to get at least by Q4 this year, and it doesn't looks like it's going to bleed over to next year. Rightfully so. I think I'm okay with it. I don't want like a broken ass game.
Yeah,
that would suck. I'm sold on it. It looks fun. Like from the pictures
I want to play it.
Some people are hyper critical of it, but I don't. They've never. One thing they've done that I can appreciate. They've never come out and said like this is going to rival a WWE video game. They've always said this is supposed to feel like the Nintendo 64 games.
That's cool.
And so I'm
down with that.
Like at first I kind of did the same things. Like, look at the graphics. It doesn't. And then I kind of, reprocessed, went back and went, this looks fun. The mini games look fun. If it's got some kind of career mode, it'll be fun. If it's got a little bit of a creative suite, it'll be fun. And I think this is more the wrestling game that me and you will play together. Whereas WWE is a game that I kind of sit down and you build your own world and you play, and it's more of a simulation. This is going to be the game that's more arcade and we can play.
Yeah, I'm excited to try it out, so we'll see.
I know I talked to you about this earlier in the week. The stars of Hollywood. I did an article about I read an article about Bobby Lashley and turning down Stranger Things and Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
And we talked off camera a little bit about like certain stars that have potential for being able to go to Hollywood. I think there's this misconception in wrestling that everybody who wrestles can transition into Hollywood. And I just don't think that's true. Like, I don't believe that.
I agree with you on that.
That's reality. I don't think Roman Reigns has this long, illustrious Hollywood career ahead of him. I think he will be typecast extremely fast. I don't think he'll enjoy it. He's not going to get the roles The Rock did. Mm-hmm. He's not going to get the roles that John Cena got. He just doesn't have that personality. And so I don't think that, when you look, certain people are fit for it, certain people aren't. I think Bianca Belair definitely has the potential. I think Becky Lynch could probably transition. I think she'll have a harder time. I think that I said Bianca Belair. I think Seth Rollins can transition.
So I think a common denominator is personality.
Yeah, it's charisma, right?
Yeah.
It's how well you can work. And while Roman plays Roman Reigns very well.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see a lot, like, you don't see character switches from him. I think, like, Cody Rhodes could probably do good in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah. I definitely think so.
But yeah, I think that's interesting. And then last, this is a story that I read, thought nothing of, and then me and you talked about it. So Gabby Butler. Mm-hmm. I don't know who this Gabby Butler is, but she signed with WWE. So you can tell me a little bit about her. Like, and this is apparently a little bit of a big deal.
Pretty big deal because so she's like a professional cheerleader, right? She had been on a previous show before going on to Cheer, which was like the popular one on Netflix, where they were like Navarro cheerleaders and all that stuff.
No, is this Navarro, Texas?
Yes, Navarro, Texas.
Okay, so this is in Texas.
And like they had won nationals and everything. But then she also has like her own YouTube channel, and she's like synonymous for like being a really, really good flyer.
So
she's big in the cheer world.
What I take away from this is a little bit of a Logan Paul effect.
Yeah. I mean, it's different. She's a pretty girl. She's athletic. I think that knowing what you told me about Charlotte Flair, how she came from like a gymnastics and volleyball background. But I don't think it's
at that level.
Well, her gymnastics level is like,
that's what I'm saying. This girl's to like put it, she's a professional cheerleader.
Yeah. So like when you talk about flippy flips, this girl like doing everything off the ropes, it's going to be a piece of cake.
I mean, what I've taken from this is that what I took from this is the Logan Paul effect has begun, where WWE goes, oh, the more we can tap into legitimate people who can perform at our level, not just going and they pluck this person out of this area, let them have one match, but legitimately going to people who have their own audience. Yeah. Like in the cheer world.
I think that's huge.
Because like our daughter is a cheerleader, all-star cheerleader, and it has aspirations of being a WWE superstar.
Yeah.
Like that's her goal is I'm going to cheer until college and then I want to be a WWE superstar.
Yeah.
And so like for her, this was like, holy shit, this is exactly the path that I want to take to get there.
For sure. So I mean, I think definitely for women, like if you are in gymnastics, it's an easy transition.
I don't think it's easy. See, I think that's not true.
You don't think so? I mean, like number one, you have to be able to perform in front of a crowd. Number two, you have to have an athlete's mentality.
But you also have to be able to get slammed onto the fucking ground, which is not.
But if you're a flyer, you hit on the floor. When you're tumbling, you hit the ground. So you know what it's like to face plant and do all of that.
We'll see. The first time she gets
to land on your neck, it hurts.
First time she gets slammed on the ground, we'll see if she still wants to be a wrestler. Yeah. It's interesting.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited about it.
All right, so I've got something.
Don't you talk about cheerleading that way?
Yeah, I've got something for you from the internet here.
Okay.
And this comes from, I discovered it's a BT Sport, and I believe it's the television network that airs wrestling overseas.
Okay.
But I discovered their Instagram, and it's a plethora of fun little like games and memes.
Okay.
And this week they put something out that says, build your war game squad from one person from each row. Now I know you can't see this, so I will read you the 5. And then you will select one of these 5 people that I give you. Okay. And you're creating your team.
Okay.
Then I will.
Who am I going against?
Me. I'm going to build a team, and I will allow you to. You can have first shot at each row, and then I'll build around what you did, so that we don't double up.
Okay.
All right. So your first row, you can have Brock Lesnar, Gunther, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, or Drew McIntyre.
Oh, that's hard. I'm gonna go Brock because he's my boy.
Okay. So you're going Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
All right. So your second person. Try to remember your people here. Your second row, you can either have Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt, Sami Zayn, Karrion Kross, or Bobby Lashley.
Sammy.
Interesting. Okay. Didn't see that coming. Third row, you can have Braun Strowman, AJ Styles, Johnny Gargano, Sheamus, or Austin Theory.
Oh.
If you need me to repeat them.
Yeah, name it one more time.
Braun Strowman, AJ Styles, Johnny Gargano, Sheamus, or Austin Theory?
I'm going to go Austin Theory here.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay.
Your next row is Riddle, Shinsuke Nakamura, Damian Priest, The Miz, or Butch?
Butch. He's my boy.
Okay. Then last row, you can have Dominic Mysterio.
Oh, God.
Ridge Holland, Kevin Owens, Omos, or Corbin?
Kevin Owens.
Yeah, good choice. Okay, so you've got Brock, Sammy, Theory, Butch, and Kevin Owens. Yeah, it's a small team. You know how I feel about size. That's a small team.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
It's a small team. So you hear my team now based on this?
Yes, monster.
In row number 1, I can't have Lesnar. So I'm between Gunther, Roman, Rollins, and McIntyre. Roman, head of the table. Hasn't lost in fucking 7,000 days.
True.
How do you not pick Roman Reigns? That was you.
I like Brock Lesnar.
I do too, but that was a give me in round 1. That was a give me. You gave me Roman Reigns.
I didn't give you anything.
Now, in row 2, you shit the bed.
Why?
Sami Zayn's likable and he's fun, but you're taking Sami. So the choices were Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt, Sami Zayn, Karrion Kross, or Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley, dude. He's the fucking Brock stopper.
Oh shit! Fuck.
So now I've got a counter for Brock Lesnar. I've got Roman Reigns now just running free. You have no answer.
Sammy's gonna win it for Roman.
Nope. Now I've got Bobby Lashley. So I've got Roman Reigns, Bobby Lashley, and we'll put these up and we'll see what people think is the better team. Okay. Third choice. You took Theory.
You know I panic when you put me in these situations.
You know what? Take your time and think it through. There was only one correct choice in this row. Sheamus.
Yeah.
Sheamus.
Yeah.
Look at the size on my team. Okay. Roman Reigns, Bobby Lashley, and Sheamus. You see those 3 guys walk into a bar?
I do have a little boy.
You're not fighting with that. Okay, so then row 4, you took Butch.
I know.
Just because
he's on my team.
You go, who could I get smaller with?
No, it's because he's on my fantasy team.
And here's where this row does not have. So this row is Riddle, Nakamura, Priest, Miz, and Butch. Miz. I'm taking the Miz. The Miz is cunning. The Miz is smart. The Miz is he's going to hold the team together. So now I've got Roman Reigns, Bobby Lashley, Sheamus, and the Miz.
Yeah.
So then we go to the last row. We got Dominic Mysterio, which there's 0% chance I'm taking.
Oh, yes,
Ridge Holland adds a little bit of size. Kevin Owens, Omos, and Corbin. I'm taking Corbin.
Oh my God.
Look at this. I mean, look, 6'8". 6'8".
I didn't think this through.
Professional football. Oh, geez, man. So your team, Brock Lesnar.
Don't tell me.
Sami Zayn, Austin Theory, Butch, and Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
My team, Roman Reigns, Bobby Lashley, Sheamus, The Miz, and Baron Corbin.
Oh, you know what we should do?
What?
We should totally do like a match in the game and then see who wins.
We could do that. That'd be fun too. But
okay.
But I also want to see this voted on.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
All right, this is the last topic of the day here is the Survivor Series. We got to make Survivor Series predictions as customary. Once again, though, I'm going to have a small problem.
Who has the belt?
See, this is my problem, right? You have the belt, but you don't have the belt. You don't know where the belt is. You've disrespected the belt.
I think that you've hidden it from me.
You really turn around. Look behind you. Look behind your chair. You just laid it on the floor behind your chair.
Where?
It's back there.
It's by your desk.
Yeah, it's just laying on the floor. You disrespect this show on a weekly basis, and you disrespect that title belt. There are so many people who would appreciate that title belt, and you just disrespect it and throw it. So you get the belt and you pretend to be all excited.
I'm excited just to say I have the belt.
Guys, the show ends and she turns around and fucking throws it on the ground. Fuck these people.
No.
And she walks off.
I just want to have the belt so you don't have the belt.
Exactly. You don't want the belt for the prestige that the belt carries. You just want to keep it out of my hands because you know me and the belt belong together. So we're going back to picking the old style, which means that if you pick a match, the other person can't pick it's more fun watching knowing that I have certain people I have to cheer for that I don't really want to cheer for.
Okay, so I picked and you pick, right?
Okay, so you are the champion, so you will get first pick. There are 5 matches officially confirmed for Survivor Series. You can choose one of the 5 matches. If you need me to read them to you, I will.
Okay.
And then you can choose which one, and I have to take someone else.
All right.
So there's the Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley, Austin Theory, Shotzi Ronda, Finn Balor, AJ Styles, Women's Chamber, and Men's Chamber.
All right, I'm going to take Shotzi Ronda.
And you're taking Ronda.
Ronda. Yep.
Damn, that's solid. Okay, so I got Shotzi. Then I'm gonna take Seth Rollins in the triple threat match.
Okay. Oh, then I have to pick the other one?
You get one of the other 2 people you get to choose.
Okay. So it was Seth Rollins and who again?
You can either have Bobby Lashley or Austin Theory.
Ooh. I'm gonna go Austin Theory because he's on my team.
Okay, and if Bobby Lashley wins, then that's a wash.
Okay.
Back to you. So it's between you have the Finn Balor match, the Women's Chamber, or the Men's Chamber.
I'm gonna go the Women's Chamber.
Okay, you're taking
Bianca's team.
Awesome, because I would have took Rhea.
All right.
So I'm going team Damage Control. Then I will take the men's chamber match.
Okay.
And I'm going Kevin Owens' team, whatever that is, what we'll call the Brutes.
Okay.
I believe that the good
Brawling
guys
Brutes. When we had a discussion that we didn't know what to call them, so we're just calling them the Brutes.
The Brutes. And then so you have to choose Finn versus AJ.
Oh, God. You know, I'm going to go AJ here only because the other day you brought up the fact that he hasn't won in like 50 million years. So I'm feeling like there's a change and he could win.
I think that's the right choice, but I'll accept Finn. So
all right.
Yeah, so that means so you have a champion's advantage on this one because I'm not confident in. I think I can win the Seth one. I think I'm gonna take that. I'll walk it back. I think I'm a little bit confident in the fact that I think you called the women's match wrong, but that doesn't mean shit because I'm always wrong. All right, let's finish off today, Lauren, with 20 questions. Oh. Did you study your rosters this week, or did you disrespect the show again?
I did, but I still panic. I panic so much. Like, you have no idea. It's the same reason why I picked Butch.
All right, so 20 questions.
Okay.
Start now.
All right, is this Raw?
Raw Superstar?
Yes.
Yes.
Were they on this week?
Sadly, I don't remember the show, but I would say yes.
Is it a girl?
No.
Okay. Does he have blonde hair?
No.
Is he bald?
No.
Does he have long hair? And by long hair, I mean anything like past your shoulders, like anything that does not have like a buzz type thing going on for boys.
Hold on.
Okay.
You can't see my phone, right?
No, I can't see your phone.
Behind me reflecting.
No, but that was a good suggestion to look.
I would not say he has long hair.
Okay.
This is one of those where it's right and wrong to say yes and no.
Okay.
6, and I'm gonna say not really long hair.
Not really long hair. Okay. Is he white?
No, 7.
Okay. Is he African American?
No, 8.
Is he Mexican?
Yes, 9.
Okay. Is he part of a group?
Yes, 10.
Mexican part of a group. Is he with Selena Vega?
No, 11.
Is there something boys in their name?
No, 12.
Okay.
Who's the boys?
The lover boys.
Those Lotharios?
Yeah.
No boys in their name.
Yeah, Lothario boys.
It's 12.
Does he say mommy and poppy?
Yes.
It's Dominic Mysterio.
It's Dominic Mysterio.
I knew it.
So the hair on Dominic Mysterio, it's short. You said shaved, but he has the mullet style in the back.
That was a good answer.
We're going to have to limit the number of questions on you.
Why? Because I'm a genius?
Because you're a little better at this than I thought you were going to be.
That's right.
I have to do 15 questions.
I don't know about that. I didn't freak out that time, but that's because I talk about him so much that in my mind I could just picture him.
I think I'm ready to dig deeper into the roster is what it is, too. I've been trying to pick names that I think you'll know, but I think next week we're going to dig deeper down into that bag of Monday Night Raw or SmackDown.
Only ones that are on the rosters, right?
What? I mean, who else would it be? I'm not picking like the fucking camera guy.
It could be like somebody who was on the roster.
No, it's current. They have to be listed on WWE.com, and like even then, I wouldn't do somebody who's like on the roster but never on TV.
Okay.
It'll be some like you will have to. I have to believe you have a chance in order to put them on there.
Okay.
I won't be like that.
All right.
All right, guys. That's all the time we have today for the Casual Wrestling Community Podcast. I will pick up where we left off on Monday with The Daily Show. Make sure to tune in weekdays for more amazing WWE and AEW wrestling podcasting content. Next week, guys, the content will remain pre-recorded until I sort out a couple things. Got an email from YouTube. YouTube says the content is too shocking to be live. We've had a couple of videos flagged for being shocking. I don't know what the fuck that means. I guess I say fuck too much. Or like everybody from TikTok who hates me has discovered that I do a live show on YouTube and come over and flagged it. So for right now, they're not giving us any problems for the pre-recorded material because I can mark it as not safe for kids. And so that's fine. But as always, I am the notorious Nerdy D. That is Level Up Lauren. And ring the final bell.
Ding, ding, ding.
Step in the ring, if you ready, let's go. Hey, casual wrestling community show. You already know, talking WWE. Keep it rolling and hosted by notorious Nerdy D. Don't for sure that you gon' find. Tune in cause it's online. Hit 'em with a figure 4 leg lock, power driver or clothesline. We bringing that heat like for show. But you